run your hand across that towel fresh from the dryer. Feels like sandpaper, doesn't it? That rough, scratchy drag against your palms, and that cloying synthetic perfume that clings to your nose for hours afterward. That's not clean, that's coated. My name is Jeremiah Byler. I'm a farmer and a tanner by trade here in our Amish settlement, and I've spent 40 years washing the work clothes of 12 men in a single galvanized tub with rainwater and a bar of soap I rendered myself. I know fabric the way a carpenter knows wood by its feel, its weight, its grain, and I can tell you without a shadow of doubt that the modern laundry aisle is one of the greatest cons ever sold to the English world. Here's the part that should make you uneasy. The average American family spends over $300 a year on dryer sheets and liquid fabric softeners. $300 for products that are actively ruining your clothing, your towels, and even your washing machine, and the companies that make them. Procter and Gamble, Henkel, all those billion-dollar behemoths, they know exactly what they're doing. They sell you a waxy chemical sludge that coats your fibers, makes them stiff over time, and kills absorbency, all while convincing you that softness comes from a perfumed sheet of polyester. It doesn't. Softness comes from the fiber itself, and you've been paying good money to destroy it. Trust me on this. They don't want you to know that a $2 tub of plain old-fashioned lard from the grocery store does a better job, lasts 6 months, and leaves your clothes softer than anything with a Mountain Breeze label. Let's talk about why your clothes are coming out stiff in the first place. It's not because your detergent is weak, it's because your detergent is too strong, and your dryer sheets are making it worse. Modern laundry detergents are built around synthetic surfactants that strip every last drop of natural oil from cotton, linen, and wool fibers. They leave the microscopic scales and barbs of each thread bare, roughened, and standing on end. That's what creates that scratchy feeling you hate. Now the dryer sheet comes in to fix that problem by coating those same roughened fibers with a layer of quaternary ammonium compounds, quats, for short and fatty acids that melt under the heat of the dryer. That coating acts like a waxy plastic film. It temporarily makes the surface feel slick to the touch, but that slickness is a lie. Underneath that film, the fibers are still damaged. Worse, that film builds up with every single load. After 10 washes, that towel has a microscopic crust of tallow derivatives and chemical binders that lock moisture out instead of drawing it in. That's why your bath towels stop drying your body. That's why your sheets feel clammy. That's why your work shirts get that weird, board stiff collar no amount of ironing can fix. The dryer sheet is not softening, it's varnishing. And you're paying top dollar for the privilege of gradually turning your favorite flannel into sandpaper. The industry sells you a problem stiff, staticky clothes, and then sells you the very product that causes it. It's a loop, a profitable $300 a year loop. And I'm about to break it for you with a white, unassuming block of rendered pork fat. Now, I know what you're thinking. Lard? In my washing machine? Jeremiah, have you lost your mind? Stay with me, folks. This isn't about rubbing a ham hock on your shirts. This is about using a microscopic amount of pure animal-based fat as a natural fiber conditioner, the way our grandmothers did before the chemical cartels took over the laundry room. Here's exactly what you need, down to the penny. One 16-ounce tub of plain, shelf-stable lard from the baking aisle. Armour or Morel brand zero additives, just rendered fat. Cost $1.98. I round it to $2. 1 quart-sized glass mason jar with a tight lid. You likely already have one. If not, 50 cents at a thrift store. 1 teaspoon measuring spoon. 2 cups of the hottest water your tap can produce near boiling is best. Optional. 10 drops of pure essential oil lavender or lemon if you miss the scent. Cost, pennies per drop. but I'd skip it the first time so you can smell what real cleanliness is. Step 1. Make your concentrate. Take 2 heaping tablespoons of that lard, that's exactly 1 ounce, and drop it into your mason jar. Pour your 2 cups of near boiling water right over the fat. Screw the lid on tight and shake that jar like you're churning butter. Shake for a full 60 seconds until the lard melts completely and the water turns a milky, creamy white. That right there is your liquid fabric conditioner. It's an emulsion of fat and water, nothing more, nothing less. That single batch will treat 12 separate loads of laundry. Do the math. $2 divided by 12 loads is 16 cents per wash. Compare that to the 25 cents per sheet you're currently burning through. Now you're saving money and saving your clothes. Step 2. Wash normally, then rinse smart. Run your washing machine exactly as you always do your regular detergent, your regular cycle. I don't care if you use a modern machine or a washboard, the principle holds. When the machine reaches the final rinse cycle, the very last fill of water before the spin pause, the machine, or if you have a top loading machine, simply lift the lid after the last agitation and pour in 1/4 cup of your lard emulsion. That's 4 tablespoons for a front loader. Pour it directly into the fabric softer dispenser drawer, just that 1/4 cup. Do not overpour. More is not better here. A 1/4 cup is all you need to coat every fiber in a whisper thin, natural lipid layer that replaces the oils the detergent stripped away. Let that final rinse agitate for 2 minutes so the fat distributes evenly. Then let the machine spin and drain as usual. Step 3. Dry on low heat and feel the difference. Here's the pivot that trips everyone up. Do not blast your clothes on high heat. Heat sets the fat into the fibers in a soft, flexible film, but too much heat makes it tacky. Set your dryer to low or medium, or better yet, hang your clothes on a line for an hour and then tumble them cool for 10 minutes. When you pull that towel out, it won't be stiff, it won't be waxy, it will be plush, supple, and here's the miracle, more absorbent than the day you bought it. Because lard is a natural humectant, it draws a microscopic amount of moisture into the fiber shaft itself, keeping the scales of the cotton lying flat without clogging the spaces between them. Water passes through instead of beating up on top. That towel will dry your back in one drag. That flannel shirt will drape soft over your shoulders, and that static electricity that drives you crazy, gone. The fat conducts just enough moisture to neutralize the charge without any of the chemical antistats that give you a headache. Now, I'll give you a second trick for free because that's how we do things here. If you have wool dryer balls, 3 or 4 of them, take 1 teaspoon of that same lard emulsion and rub it directly into the surface of each ball. Just a smear. Let them air dry for 10 minutes. Then throw them in the dryer with your wet load. Those balls will bounce around, fluff the fabric, and slowly release that tiny amount of fat evenly over the entire tumbling cycle. You won't need to use the rinse cycle method at all. Just wash, spin, and toss the balls in. That's a 30-second prep that replaces a whole box of dryer sheets for 2 months. The English spent $50 million last year on scented beads and dryer sheets, and you can replicate the entire effect with a smear of pork fat on a ball of sheep's wool. That's old world alchemy, plain and simple. Let me put this into numbers that hit hard. $300 a year for dryer sheets and fabric softener. Over a 10-year period, that's $3,000. $3,000 of your after-tax income going straight into the pockets of multinational conglomerates that design their products to fail to build up residue, to force you to buy more, to replace towels every 18 months because they turn into cardboard. Meanwhile, my $2 tub of lard lasts me a full 6 months of weekly washing for a family of 6. That's $4 a year. $4 versus 300. That is a 7,400% markup on the commercial stuff. And what do you get for that premium? You get petrochemical fragrances linked to skin irritation and hormone disruption. You get microplastics from the synthetic sheet material, flushing into your wastewater. You get a false sense of cleanliness that's really just chemical film. The villain here isn't just the price tag, it's the lie. The lie that softness comes from a glossy package. It doesn't. Softness comes from the fat of an animal raised on green pasture, rendered in a cast iron pot, and used with respect. The corporate laundry lobby doesn't want you to know that because they cannot patent pig fat. They cannot trademark a mason jar. They cannot charge you $30 for a bottle of water with a drop of lard in it. So they tell you it's dirty, old fashioned, and unhealthy. Folks, I've been washing my clothes with lard for 40 years. My skin is clear. My shirts last 20 years. My towels wick water like a sponge. And I have never, not once, had a single static shock. The industry is terrified of that simplicity. It pulls the rug out from under their entire business model. Because once you realize that softness is a natural property of fiber, not a chemical additive, you stop being a customer and start being a steward. And stewards don't buy dryer sheets. Here's your exact action plan for this coming Saturday morning. I want you to write this down, stick it on your fridge, and do it with your own two hands. No excuses, no procrastination. Number one, drive to any grocery store and buy one 16-ounce tub of plain lard. Spend exactly $1.98. Do not buy the organic, artisanal, farm-to-table version that's a trap. The cheap stuff in the yellow tub is pure rendered fat. That's all you need. Number two, when you get home, boil 2 cups of water on your stove. Drop 2 tablespoons of that lard into a mason jar, pour in the boiling water, cap it, and shake it until it turns milky. Let it cool to room temperature on your countertop. Number 3. Take 1 full load of laundry towels are the best test and wash it with your normal detergent. When the final rinse cycle begins, measure out 1/4 cup of your lard emulsion and pour it directly into the water or the dispenser. Let it agitate for 2 full minutes. Number 4. Dry that load on low heat. Do not crank the dial to high. Low heat only. If you have wool dryer balls, smear a teaspoon of the emulsion on them and toss them in too. Number 5. When the dryer stops, pull out that towel, press it to your face, and feel the difference with your own skin. Then, take the remaining emulsion, label the jar, and store it in your laundry room. You now have enough softener for 12 more loads. That's it. That's the whole secret. 30 minutes of your Saturday and less than $2 to break a $300 annual habit. I double dare you to do it. I triple dare you to go back to dryer sheets after that. Next time, I'm going to show you how the same block of lard plus a little wood ash and rainwater can replace your entire dish soap and hand soap budget for a full year. That's a trick the soap companies have been burying since the 1950s. But before I share that, I want to hear from you. Have you already tried using natural fats in your laundry? Did your grandmother do something similar? Drop a comment down below and tell me what you used: tallow, coconut oil, or something else, and how it worked. I read every single one, and I promise you I answer the ones that ask good questions. Now go on, get that jar out. Your clothes are waiting for the real thing.